Traditional cold email in 2026 is officially dead. Everybody in the marketplace knows it. Now more than ever, every single C-suite executive or you as an agency owner or you as a business owner is getting flooded with emails, or you're sending emails that are flooding the marketplace, and the entire industry is going upside down. So why am I in the email marketing space? Why am I in the outreach space? And why am I sticking with cold email? It's because when things die, new opportunities flourish even faster, especially with AI. Here's a really quick example. You've probably heard of something called an SEO agency. Most of them are going belly up right now. And the reason being is because obviously every single company from enterprise down to SMB or micro SMB is transitioning to something called AI search. More than ever in times like this, as we move more towards LLMs and AI and things like that, people want to pop up on AI search. So you see how the market shifted and threw it on its head from SEO dying to AI search and LLM models all being in high demand to rank high on them because everybody's going to be using them. Quick example. The email marketing space as a whole is blown out of proportion. Blown out. It's just littered. Like littered. If the ocean was the email marketing space, there's more trash in it than water. So if that doesn't tell you an order of magnitude what's really going on, then I don't know what does. But AI is introducing something really, really interesting. And so these next couple months, as we scale Inbox Rev to 6 figures and profit a month, something is going to change. You're going to see a lot of different things happen, especially with my brand and Inbox Rev as a whole. Now, the market is shifting more towards multi-touch point, which has already been happening, and an era of personality back and outreach. So we're rolling out new initiatives with Inbox Rev to where we're pushing something very specific that's human-oriented out in the marketplace to an extremely relevant market. Now, I don't want to speak on it too much, and I don't want to give away exactly what I'm doing because I want to keep competition low, but I want to make this video as documentation purposes because Inbox Rev is about to do something big. I think the market is going to start to see and get introduced to. So we're already hosting a podcast called Rev Talks. We book 100 to 200 podcast episodes every single month. From there, we probably host about 60 to 80% of those. And then after that, it's obviously up to me whether or not I want to publish that episode, and some of those invitees become prospects or become paying customers, So from a business owner perspective, the market shifted. It's no longer who can write the best copy. It's who can be the most personable in the most human manner and still be relevant, but then stay on top and be present in the prospect's mind while not bugging them. So marketing has completely shifted. It's no longer a game of just reps. You have to think about it more strategically. So as a founder, as a marketing agency, as a B2B, persona in a company, or maybe you're the founder, I want you, and this is what I'm doing too, to teach AI like Claude, going back and forth on Claude about, or your LLM of choice, of how to construct a AI that can help you out with the marketing itself or with the business itself. And hiring employees that are really good at prompting AI to do jobs and create jobs for the business. Now, let me put this in context. We're shifting from traditional, we're using Instantly for cold email as usual, we're always doing that. We're shifting from that to a mix of content with the podcast and then applying that on behalf of our customers. So if you're a service provider, you have to think about not necessarily level 1 basics of how you can apply AI to your copy and how AI can write copy for you. That's just level 1. You have to prompt AI and learn how to teach AI to build specific things for customer service and customer fulfillment to get them better results, to attract customers more effortlessly, how to utilize content because content and personal branding is huge. Everybody already knows that. And how to push those initiatives all at once to the market. Now, this is why mid-market and enterprise level companies have teams of go-to-market strategists. They have teams of CMOs and marketing teams and SDRs and BDRs and heads of growth. They invest heavily in this type of thing because it's not an it's not an easy thing to just write down, have a quick little business plan, and then go to market. And so for marketers like us, you or me, who maybe just specialize in delivering marketing as a service, you have to think even smarter than that. So it's how are you going to outperform and outcompete a team that's funded with hundreds of $1 million and is at the enterprise level? You can't. You simply just have to think more out of the box. And there's these little marketing skews. I call them marketing skews, where they skew up and they exponentially grow. There are these little things that hit the market and they just grow so fast. For instance, I'll give you a good philosophy. Not a philosophy, I'll give you a good example. Andrew Tate hit the market a couple years ago. He had an entire team posting content of him, motivation, self-improvement, young men, hustle hard, escape the matrix. That was a skew in the market to where overnight everybody knew exactly who Andrew Tate was, and he was already at the top. It's like a unicorn, right, in the software as a service space. It's our job as business owners to try to make those skews as relevant and as often as possible, because the more kind of thinking out of the box idea skews you have, the more probability you can actually hit the market with an idea or some sort of a strategy or some sort of creative way to go about it, and the market catches on really fast. Mark Cuban, Shark Tank, everybody knows him, Dallas Mavericks guy, right? Billionaire. He says you only have to get lucky once to get rich, right? I don't know if that's verbatim, don't quote me on that, but that's how the quote goes, right? You only have to get rich once, you only get lucky once. Okay. In other words, you really have to hit that skew one time. And if you hit it, you're already there. And so as a marketer, utilizing AI to build a service-based email marketing company, it would be a total disservice to my time, which is my greatest asset, to be asking ChatGPT and Claude, hey, how do I write this type of cold outreach campaign for this type of persona? Terrible way to leverage my time. The better way to leverage my time is to make an AI and script an AI and utilize an AI that already knows how to do all that automatically. So streamlining the business. But if you take it a step further, you start to actually ask yourself, how can I approach the market in a different way? And for me, it's just one initiative we're going to be rolling out is a multi-touch point sequence where we're only outreaching to specific company heads with a specific LinkedIn post where we interviewed a CMO or a founder in their space, and we email them that, or we call them that, or give them an SMS call or text. And so those are the type of relevant messaging and relevant marketing that AI is going to allow us to do now. So if you're a CMO at an upmarket company, you're a chief marketing officer at a company that's doing, I don't know, $50 million a year in your software, and you're constantly looking for new ways to grow. You already have an in-house team. Obviously, you manage the team. That's your day-to-day. But you get a cold email from Patrick at Inbox Rev stating, hey, we just sat down with Jacob, a CMO at a $45 million SaaS company, and we pushed this marketing campaign that drove, 13x ROI on our initial investment, grew his team by X amount, and grew top-line revenue for the company in this specific sector by 20%. I'm just throwing out a number. That email is going to be so well received by that CMO at a $50 million software company that it is impossible to ignore. Impossible to ignore, because it aligns with that CMO's interests. It's not just, oh, you can book me more meetings for my company as an appointment setter or as an appointment generator or as a marketing agency. It now becomes, this is a whole company movement that is escalating my career forward. As a CMO, I eventually might want to move up to the C-suite executive space. As a CMO, I might want to go to the next level or next company. It's in my best interest to look for whatever talent possible in the marketplace to be able to get me that in the fastest method of time. And so again, if I approach him that with his best interest and the company's best interest in mind, it's extremely enticing. It's like no other email he's receiving. He's probably receiving, hey, if we could book you 10 qualified meetings a month with our cold outreach strategy, would that be open to a quick conversation? He's like, no. Is it relevant? Kind of. Could he use 10 more appointments? Yeah. But he gets those messages 55 times a day, or she gets those messages 80 times a day. You understand what I'm saying here? So in the next couple months, you're going to see Inbox Rev exponentially grow, and I'll, of course, be documenting this process on the YouTube channel. But the things that we're hitting the market at, it's such a parallel angle to the entire AI bubble and AI revolution, and you just have to capitalize off it. I'm not saying chatbots, screw all the chatbots, screw all your AI LLMs. I don't care about that. I care about the assets you're building within the company and how irreplaceable companies are going to make themselves in these next couple months. Because the benchmark of irreplaceability has gone way up in the marketplace now with the utilization of all these different AI tools, systems, integrations, flows, everything. And so there's going to be a new market that approaches of irreplaceableness. So I'm going to reread Blue Ocean Strategy, obviously, to spark some more ideas, but that's what we have so far. So stay tuned. I wanted to share that with you guys. But if you're entering the marketing space in 2026, really, really, really capitalize off the fact of learning where the market's at right now, what companies. It's more important to scratch on the marketing services and look at what companies are actually buying right now and where they're going. And they're buying AI integrations from SMB, so small to medium-sized businesses, to enterprise. They're all buying AI integration. They want to install AI. They want to utilize AI, but they don't know how to. They don't really know exactly how to utilize AI in marketing. They don't really know exactly how to do AI in sales. And yes, this stuff is still relatively new. Companies have been using AI for, decades, right? But on smaller portions. The past 2 years has exponentially changed. That's a fact. So looking forward, that's kind of what it is. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm not going to speak too much more about it, but yeah, we'll stay in touch, and then I'll see you guys later.